Hi friends, it's Em and welcome back to another video. Today I am setting up my November spreads in my catch-all bullet journal, and in a strange turn of events, I actually drew. So this month we are doing a Heartstopper theme, and I've been wanting to do this for so long. It's so perfectly fall, and I don't know, if you haven't read the graphic novels or watched the show, you absolutely should. It is just a beautiful queer love story that celebrates everything about the community, and I really love it. The final volume in the series is going to be coming out in December, I think, or possibly November. Clearly I'm not like the hugest fan, because I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but that's sort of where I am. Let me know in the comments what theme you think I should do for December. I could keep sort of sticking with literary themes, but I definitely like the things that are a little bit easier to draw. We're starting out with these leaves, which are super easy. You just draw shapes and then you put a little line, and then it looks like a leaf. It's so easy. I did sketch out this entire spread. I think maybe it took me like an hour or two, but I was also getting really distracted. And by this entire spread, I mean like all of my spreads for the entire month. So we've got the cover page, we have my monthly spread, a mileage tracker, a brain dump, and then my first spread for the entire month. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do for each of my weekly setups. Obviously, I'm sticking with the Heartstopper theme, so it could be leaves. I do some flowers because, like, when Nick and Charlie first kiss, like the panels kind of explode into flowers, and I loved that. I might also like try my hand at drawing myself in Heartstopper style. I don't know. That one, if I do that, that will be a reel or a short, and I will pop it up on Instagram and YouTube, because it's gonna be a lot. I did just get a haircut that I'm very excited about, because I haven't gotten a haircut in like a year. I need to start doing it more often so that I can keep my hair shorter, like not short, but like in that medium range, because when it goes down to like below my chest, that's where it starts being very cumbersome to wash and to dry, and I don't know. I'm using 3 Archer and Olive calligraphs, specifically the colors, I believe it's Pink Sands, Soft Mint, and Flower Power. They're just sort of these perfect pastels that coordinate with the Heartstopper aesthetic. And really I keep sort of pulling from the objects that are in Heartstopper, like a lot. So we have, Charlie has this, Fall Raven Konkin bag, which is like the very, for a while it was the very hipster bag. They do a lot of talking on the phone, so I have a little cell phone that I'm drawing in here. And I think at some point I'm gonna do a weekly spread with little text message bubbles. I was gonna try and do that for my mileage spread. It just didn't work out. It looked weird having 31 bubbles on one page. And then they do also do like a lot of writing, so we've got some little ripped piece of paper here. In terms of my monthly spread, I don't think I used it as much last month as I wanted to. So I do have a video coming out on the Archer and Olive channel about how to use your monthly spread as a habit tracker. So I will probably be doing that, but I don't have it set up here because it's content for their YouTube. So, but these are just 5x5 squares, and with a single space in between each of them, just to have like a little bit of space. I also didn't note like what day of the week was what. I didn't even put the numbers on them. And it wasn't necessarily on purpose. I just really liked how clean it looked. Potentially I might go in and color each of these squares just to add a little more sort of like pop to it. But I also might wait on that until, November has sort of formally started. I'm not entirely sure. So let me know if you have an opinion on that. I do like how, it's mostly black and white, but there are pops of color, especially in the weekly spread. But there's also going to be a lot going on this month, honestly. So the thing that I think I'm most excited for, which of course is, book related, is that Iron Flame comes out on November 7th, and I'm on a panel talking about it at Barnes & Noble on the 6th, which I think is going to be really enjoyable. I also have started, finally, taking ukulele lessons. So my first lesson is today at 1 p.m. and I'm super excited. One of my friends is teaching me. It was his wedding gift to us, which is really only a gift to me, but like I will absolutely take it. I also went back to physical therapy just because my hip had really been bugging me, and in typical M fashion, it's been, in her words, I have a weak core and a weak butt, so I'm gonna have to work on that. I think I'm gonna take the Peloton Crush Your Core series to kind of get my core strong again, and then once I'm there, I can, do more of their like core strength stuff. I also really want to get back into moving a bunch. The problem that I was having, right, was that, my basic day-to-day activities would make my hip hurt so bad that I couldn't bring myself to actually do, workouts or going for walks and stuff. So I think just, taking a moment to focus on the things that will improve my quality of life is definitely where I am moving in November. I'll also have a video setting up my November goals, and I think I'm going to go into more detail there on how I'm going to approach each of these goals and sort of the like, but I don't know. I also think that this spread is super cute because I'm using the Truman uniform shirt there. That is actually their little coat of arms or whatever. And then a rugby ball. It is a rugby ball. It's not a football. I tried really, really hard to make sure it didn't look like a football. And then I thought that this was fun. It's a brain dump page, but I'm trying to make it look like a lined piece of paper, like it's just like on the edge. I feel like I could have done like a Dutch door or something fun here, but I didn't think of it, basically. So I do think that in maybe the later months, the later weeks, I might try some kind of fun Dutch doors, or maybe like pop-up panels or something. I don't know. I'm just really excited, and I love sort of feeling this creative excitement about something again. I do think that, joining the Archer and Olive team has definitely helped me with how I think about ideas and how I go about planning them out, which makes it easier to actually accomplish. So like this Heartstopper idea, I've had it for a couple months and I hadn't sketched anything out. And obviously for me, this was never gonna happen if I didn't sketch it out in advance. And so now it's sort of become a little bit of a habit to draw just like a little bit ahead of time, and then it's all set up and it looks so freaking cute. So that's about where I'm at on that. This next spread All right, I'm not sure if I actually accomplished what I was going for, which is to make it look like comic panels, right? That part I think I did. But it's supposed to look like the panels are sort of dissolving into the flowers. And the flowers also kind of look like leaves a little bit too. I don't know if I nailed this part, but it also took me forever to draw in all of these individual flowers. So I'm straight up going, I'm just never again am I gonna do this much detail on a weekly spread, she says. I may come to take back those words, but I do think that for the most part this is super functional. Apart from my Thursday, right? My Thursday is gonna be like a teeny tiny little triangle. After this, I also went in and added just little bubble letters with like, so M for Monday, etc. Because I realized after, I was like, wow, I didn't label any of these. But so my Thursday is tiny, my Wednesday is huge. And for the most part, that's because I don't have that much to do personally on Thursdays. I don't have time on Thursdays because we're playing Dungeons & Dragons. And so, I do like that element of this, right? Where I feel like normally every box or every day has the same size box, but not every day needs the same size box, right? Like for me, a Monday absolutely needs more space than a Thursday because my Mondays and my Fridays can be a little busy because I usually work from home. So that means I'm working, but I'm also putting in laundry. I'm also maybe trying to squeeze in a workout and going to physical therapy, all that stuff. So I do really like the flexibility of this because for me, I feel like when I look at a spread and there's these big, huge white spaces of just empty space that like I could have written something in, but I didn't. It doesn't feel as pretty to me. And what's funny is that in other people's spreads, I go, wow, that's gorgeous. Wow, like look at that white space. I love it. But for me, with my personal planner, I'm like, I need to fill out every square inch of this. So this is my way a little bit of covering up some of that white space with all of these flowers. And then once we're finished, drawing all of these very abstract flowers, then we're just going to go in and color them. And I really found that, so the Tombow drawing pen that I'm using, I wasn't like waiting for it to dry or anything like that, but with the calligraphs, it worked out really well. Like even some of them, I tested it before with some fresh, I just wrote hi and then went right over it with calligraph. It worked really, really well. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. And I definitely think that I might use these instead of the microns in the future. I'm not, no shade to microns. It's just that I feel like these have a very stable tip and then are very thick, which I liked. I'm also adding in like little bits of wind, right, with that thin micron. I feel like I wanted a little bit of motion at play here. I don't necessarily think that I accomplished what I wanted on the flower page. I think that on the cover page I did. And honestly, the cover page and the monthly are definitely the ones that I'm the most proud of. I think that as I plan, I get more tired, and I don't feel like I have the energy to do all of these like super creative things. So usually the first page is the best, and then it's just all downhill. I don't know if that's terrible to say. But I also didn't do a quote page. I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I thought that that's kind of like spoke for itself, and there was enough movement across the left page that the negative space actually really helped. I'm not an art person by any means. I have an art best friend, so I know some stuff, but like in general I'm by no means an expert on this, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I was also trying to make it so that no colors were touching, but That's a math thing, they like the K color problems, but there were too many connections. I would have needed to have a fourth color, and I was not feeling that. But overall, I do think that this spread turned out really cute, and I do think that I could add in more flowers later, especially like if I get bored, I could doodle in there. I love that. I really do. So if you like this video, I hope you hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel. We're getting back into posting 2 videos a week with a bunch of fun content coming in November. And just look at how cute this is. It fills me with joy. And I feel like I hope that when you're journaling, it fills you with joy too. And as always, happy planning.